just sort of wanted to get your thoughts on what it was like to finally get your BYU debut.
It felt really good. It was fun. I was obviously, I was a little restricted coming off that ankle injury, so I was restricted on my time out there tonight. But I definitely needed that. I got a big game coming up, so I felt really good, to get my first reps in, to do it in front of our, home crowd for what we have right now. But it was really fun. I had a great time.
And you were also kind of important in the second half. Can you just sort of talk about that?
Yeah, it's really good to be able to come in there and when your team really needs you. I really felt like playing. I played 12 minutes. I was actually on a 10-minute restriction, but it feels really good to be able to come out there and actually really contribute to something. When they were making that run, I came back in there. I felt like we did really well. We started really defending well, getting some stops, getting going on the offensive end. So it always feels really good to be able to contribute. Even if playing 12 minutes, it feels really good to be able to contribute in that time span.
Matt, not sure if you knew much about Utah Valley and BYU dynamic when you were at Purdue, but were you aware of this, the crossover between the two programs coming into this game and what it meant for obviously Pope and some of these players?
Right. I mean, we took their coach, we took their best players, so I understand why they wouldn't like us, and they're right down the street. So, I think it's very understandable that they don't like us. And that came out in this game. It was a fight from the beginning to end. They got up early, of course. We battled back, but, it was a dogfight. We knew that was coming. That's every in-state game, but especially, they're a couple miles down the road, so we knew it was going to be a tough one.
Okay, let's take a question from Sean Walker and Matt Baiamonte.
Matt, not just obviously the contentious nature of the game and whatnot, but they had a pretty good post play coming into this game in this first week of the season. Was that something that kind of caught your guys' attention? Was Doss and kind of some of their Fardas and some of their post players coming into this game? Was that scouting report?
Yeah, our focus was mostly as the bigs was on Fardas. It was kind of mostly our focus. Him and Woodbury really stood out to us, in the scouting report as guys that were going to be like their number one and number two option, or kind of their 1A, 1B option. Today it was Woodbury, but I think any other day it could have been Fardas. So I think they have two really talented players. I think we did a good job containing one. Of course, we didn't do a great job containing Woodbury. He had 24. But, we kind of knew that those two guys were going to be 1A and 1B. Woodbury, he starts at the 4 for him, but he's basically a guard. He's like 6'4". So we knew those two guys were really going to be it for them. And I think we did a good job on one, but a lot to do better on the way we guarded Woodbury.
Slow start for you guys tonight. I think you trailed by as many as 10 in the first half. Where do you think the game changed for you guys in that first half?
When Coach took that timeout and he said to us, hey, let's play our game. We were getting stuck on the first side. We always really emphasize getting to the third, getting to the fourth side, just making them work for it. We want to be on offense. We don't just want to shoot. We enjoy being on offense. And offense is the most fun part of the game, so why not take as much as the shot clock gives you? So we were getting stuck on that first side, taking tough shots, kind of getting stuck with their pressure. And then as soon as, Coach took that timeout and kind of reset us and said, hey, we're going to play our game. We're going to not be affected by their pressure, whatever they're doing. We did really well the rest of the half, went on a 30-6 run for the rest of the half.
Another question from Mitch Harper and then Sean Walker.
Yeah, Matt, will you be on a minutes restriction Tuesday against USC? What's kind of the plan forward with minutes restriction?
Coach Phelps yelling in the background, no. Today, the minutes restriction today was just to make sure that I'm safe, to make sure that I'm feeling good, and I did.
That's going to be restricted to 40 minutes.
I'm going to be restricted to 40 minutes.
If there's overtime more.
If there's overtime, then it's restricted to more. But no, I felt really good. Today was just really the gauge. It's my first live action since I injured it, so I felt really good. I felt really positive about it. It stayed warm. That was kind of a concern of mine that between the first in that halftime, that it was going to tense up, but it didn't. It felt really good. I'm going to get some treatment on it now, and I'll be 100% ready to go full time against USC on Tuesday.
And what do you make of this? Tonight was kind of the first night, it felt like, of this key stretch for you guys in terms of the schedule. USC going to Mohegan Sun, what do you think is the opportunity in front of you guys moving forward?
I think it's an awesome opportunity. USC is looked at as a very good team, a very good program as well. They got some very talented players, of course, the Mobleys, that are very talented, very long, very athletic. So it'll be a really good challenge for us. I think it's going to be really tough for us defensively to play against that. Play against a bunch of athletes that just want to run, that are really, just jumping and high flyers, stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a really good challenge for us, to really see how we stack up against a team of that caliber. We did it this week. We had some dog fights, but I think USC will definitely be easily the most talented team we've played so far.
Matt, what kind of a player is Alex AB? Not just on the court, because we saw a lot of that kind of tonight, obviously, but just the way that he sort of calmed you guys down. It seems to be something pretty special. Is he a pretty good leader for you guys?
I think he's a great leader. He has been. He's been dominant for us so far. He's doing really well. Let's see. He had a great plus-minus now with him on the floor. We were winning by 17 points. He does really well. He's out there for us when we need him. He had a little stretch where he was struggling. He came off the floor. I talked to him and said, hey, how are you going to respond right here when you get back in there? He got back in there. He slowed us down. He did, but we're still playing with pace. He did his thing. He got us going. I think that's so important. Off the court as well, he's a great leader for us. He's the guy that speaks up for us. I think you can really see that on the court as well. We're looking to him. If it starts getting a little tougher, we're all looking to him to make sure we get through it.